Okay, so welcome back. Well, not really welcome back, but so it's my second live stream. Today, I'm just going to be doing probably take me half an hour, something like that. I'm just going to be doing Plane of Hate. I've done this run quite a few times, but I just wanted to show it, especially for people who have warriors and are looking for um, the warrior. Let me bring it up on screen. Let me switch to my display. So, um, especially for people who have, are looking for warrior armor, the Indicolite, I think it's called. So you can see mine's pretty high here. I've only been to Plane of Fear for one session, and Plane of Hate for one session in kind of the non-raid version, and then I found it was just a lot easier to farm gear in a solo raid instance by killing the stuff in Plane of Hate that is up when uh, when you come up here to kill any. So there's a lot of times I might be still on an any lockout, or might be I don't even kill him because I would only get the daily, one drop. I probably will kill him on this run because I'm clearing it all the way anyway. Uh, so this is my level 50 War Shaman Enchanter, the first one that I leveled, 250, and I do have, decent gear. I'll just go through it real fast. You can, of course, pause the video if you care about the gear. But everything could be upgraded. I do have my maxed out Sky Weapon, pretty good stats here, and I'm running 192 AAs with 2 unspent. Even though I am an ogre, and I love being an ogre, I don't always play as an ogre, and that's kind of the cool thing about being an enchanter. You could play kind of any class or any race you want, rather. So today we're gonna be a gnome, but we're not gonna just be a little tiny gnome, right? We're gonna actually grow ourselves and be a little bit bigger of a gnome. And you see me floating as well. I pretty much always have levitate on, even though I'm not using the illusion. Now we're a slight. I think 2 is the max we can grow, but and I do want to make sure that the stream is going. So let me just check that real quick, and it is. And then let me get to the studio just in case we end up getting any viewers. And we'll just do that. Okay, perfect. So now I've got that up. And then I'm just going to get started. Let me actually get rid of these. And typically what I have up here is dispel, rather pillage. And a lot of times I do have haste on my bar as well because I'll need to haste my pet. All right, so very first thing I do is I go and I charm, this mob right here. So I'm in over channel. Throw a Malice on it and a quick charm. I don't typically clear everything, especially some of the bigger names, because I don't really care about the gear like the Enchanter mob. Oh, guy hit me with a whirl right when I went in. All right, so let's get my pet swifted here. I'll keep it on the pet damage for a little while, just so you can see kind of what kind of damage the pets can do. And then I got to get my Spirit of Puma going, which is pretty insane. Get that on the pet as well. Because if I put my spell hits on, let me make sure I have haste on. I don't think I do, so let me get haste also on myself. I'll throw some heals on and get back up and running here. Alright, what are we in? Let's get out of defense. Let's go into striker. I like the giant gnome. I think is pretty cool. So I'm a little bit bigger than than my pet there, which is kind of cool. I don't really need rogue gear, so I'm not going to mess with those guys. I do typically just take these guys out, even though I don't really need the stuff they drop, but... Fresh on Puma. I need to keep upgrading Puma a little bit. I think I might have it like at a... I guess I got it at a 5 right now, but still only lasts for minute 42, so as good as it is, it's kind of a pain to remember to keep on, especially keeping it out with me in the pet. But and you can look, my Puma's not hitting for 172. I don't remember what, I think it was like 130 or 140 something by default. So it's definitely a worthwhile thing to upgrade for sure. Yeah, I didn't really need to put that on myself. Let me kick that off. Yeah, so I don't really kill that Enchanter one. When I come up here, again, the way I'm gonna do it's gonna be different than what other people can do, of course, because I have oh, and you know what? I have the wrong build set on right now. I have my boss set on, I think. Oh, I must have saved over my main build set, so I've got to make some... I got to make some adjustments here. I don't know what happened. So let's see. What do I normally have? I normally have Pacify. I don't have these on my normal build. This is my boss set. I must have saved over the wrong one. So let me fix this real quick. Let's see. So Larry's going to stay there. Guess I'll just do it like this. So we pacify, and then we also want just, I don't think I typically don't need it in here, but we'll put Mez on there as well. All right, and that's just because I want to, and I don't really need to do this. In fact, can't even see the pet up there, so it may come anyway. And if it does, that's fine. Oh, got a pet break here, so we're gonna go into defense. Already an over channel. Get Puma going again on both these guys. Oh, maybe he's got one. All right. Sometimes even if you don't have your pet targeted, I've noticed that some spells will hit it instead of hitting you. Yeah, oh, let me make sure I save this. So we're gonna go save spell set. I have that one saved. So that's a quick break there. Doesn't normally happen that quick. Sometimes you get good ones, sometimes you don't. I have not gotten the minus magic resist. Once I get my cleric up to Gook level, which I think after my runny or my split paw run earlier, he's probably up there. I can probably go to Cook now and start to farm rings for him. Or to put on with my pet. We are on D4. So it certainly doesn't hurt to get a slow in. Health up a little bit here. Puma. Feels like once you get Puma, it feels like you're just a slave to it, just constantly having to reapply it. Get this guy's hit points up a little bit because he's a warrior berserker, so I definitely don't want him to die. That's typically one of the better pets that I like to have, but man, do they have a lot of hit points. My spells, you can see it's hitting for 107 and then the extra 100 and so from Divine. But he has got a lot of hit points. Alright. It'd be hard to keep aggro for sure from the pet. Rather it hit me than the pet, to be honest. And I probably should have pillaged. That's the other spell I have. Yeah, it's really messed me up here that somehow I saved over my set, so I got to remember what I typically had. So I think typically I've got pillage up here. And I'll typically leave Swift up, so I'm going to just re-Swift myself and my pet, and then I'll take that off the bar. And then, oh, so it looks like we have 4 viewers, so welcome. Any of you want to chat, hit me up. I am watching chat. So yeah, I'm just doing a quick Plane of Hate run. I'm on D4. We'll kill any, even though I'm kind of on my main, I think I'm on my main lockout. But I'm really after killing these Chosens. And then let's see if it actually got lucky. Nope. I normally like to see the mummy looking guy there. I forget what they're called. But he's the one that drops the gear I'm looking at. I'm also going to start looking for Paladin and Shadow Knight gear up here as well for when I play those classes. I want to start to stockpile those because I will always have a tank class in my builds. So just pacifying, and then we'll just go to over channel and pull with a heal here, or not a heal, a slow. And I could have pulled with a pillage as well. That wouldn't have been a bad thing to do. So we'll just pillage. I don't spend a lot of mana typically when I'm clearing these easier guys on dots, but sometimes it's nice. That's the other thing I should get up here, which I'll do in between. Probably going to take Mez off and just get my stun up. I think that's what I normally have up here, so let's do that too. So we're going to say stun, color skew, and I have leveled this up a little bit. Let's see if I can time this right in between hits. Nope. Alright, so Pet's getting some heals her health back. Let's get a Puma on. And get a Puma on myself as well. And unfortunately, I don't have my stuns up to stop that. It's okay. All right. So now let's just get a... Oh, you know, I do typically like Mez to be up. What if... Oh, there's my magic. Okay. Just all messed up because I saved over the wrong thing. So put this up here. We're actually going to move pacify here. This is then going to be AE Mez, and then this is going to be color skew. Now, I don't know if everybody uses color skew, but I found it, especially once I upgraded it, really good. It stuns, AE stuns up to 8 seconds. You know, so where the lower level one's only 1 second. I do want to check one thing. The Scorn Banshees, trying to remember what they drop. Second, oh, let's see. I don't have to kill those. I can just skip those if I want. I don't even have to kill this mistress, but I'm gonna go ahead and kill it anyway. So I'm gonna send my pet in. Should be going in, and then I'm going to village, and then I'm gonna run in and throw a slow. Maybe if I get right up on the mob like this, that might help with. And these names are, these little mini bosses are a little bit, they got more hit points, so I do got these up pretty good. You can kind of watch. I've got my UI set up where I've got chat kind of spread out a little bit here into different tabs, so I'll change around what we're looking at. So we can see over on the left, this is what she's hitting me for. Here I'm looking at just spell damage I have. And let me get this up again. Get a heal going here in a second. Sometimes I'll drop into inversion when I want to get a quick slugs on. And then I typically spend most of my time in over channel, just because I don't like to swap back and forth. So that way I can just reapply my dots real easy without having to think about it. Spells. Maybe my hits too, so you could see a little bit of, you know, what I've got some chat there. A little bit of what the damage looks like when I'm in Striker. Cleave and bash, but I mean, kick is pretty good too, 230 and 135. Decent amount of hit points on this this one. All these dots going again. Right. She's going down here in a second. Sometimes if I'm going to do a lot of superior heals in a row, I will throw on Divine Intervention to get that extra little bit. In this case, it looks like that extra little bit's healing my pet, which is okay as well. It was a little bit of an overheal there, but that's fine. What I will do is just put on Channeler Stance and Cannibalize. I don't remember what she actually drops, what type of gear. Oh, Bard gear. Yeah, I don't typically keep Bard gear. I just don't have room for it. And I don't think I would ever play a Bard without a tank. Maybe in the future, but that's not in my plans right now. I also don't typically kill Maestro. It's pretty easy kill, but it just takes too long. And if I'm trying to get through, sometimes I'll do like I'm going to try and do now, D2 through D4. It started with D4. I will kill the Lord of Ear. I typically come back and do that. But I do that because of the shield that it drops. So I'm just going to pacify this one. I'm going to run in here. Oh, didn't mean to cast that. Oh, let me save this set. It's Warrior and a Beast Lord. Get some dots. Anytime that something heals, I like to throw a couple dots on just to make it go a little bit faster. And as we get her down, then we will also stun if we need to. I'm going to see that did land, so that's why I keep Abolish Disease up, in case they land slow. Get off real quick. Be at an AA. Warrior Shaman here. Slow it, and then I'll pillage. Oh, slow didn't land, actually. Oh, that's why the slow didn't land, because I didn't have over channel on. No reason to cast it now. Go into recover for a little bit. Recover, I'm at 82 mana regen currently, so it comes back pretty fast, but also my cannibalize is up. So I will use that as well. And we're gonna go kill the Eerie, and then we'll kill any. I use a different spell set for that, so we get him starting to heal. I do like my pet to be full when we do any, and it looks like I need to rebuff as well. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Yeah, so let me just get a quick brand new slugs on, make sure I'm full health. I already did save my thing, so now I'm gonna load my main buffs. I always keep lore on all of my different bars or whatever level of charm I'm using at the time. That way when I do this and I have a charmed pet, I'm able to quickly recharm if I need to. I do put on, whenever I quick buff, I try to put on this channeling crystal, which gives me my extended enchantment 3. I've been playing with these Bangalore sets and macros to make that swap for me, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, so I've got to play around with those a little bit more. You switch back, and now my pet, of course, is now like super buffed for the any fight. We got, so CJ Gray, is this a remake of the old EverQuest? It looks the same though. Um, CJ, so tell me, just let me know if you're still here. If you're still here in chat, I will definitely answer that question. Sorry if I didn't look at chat. I'm new to streaming this game, so I need to get my setup a little bit better so I can see chat right in front of me. But just let me know in chat if you're still here, and I will answer that question. Actually, I'll answer it anyway. So it's the same EverQuest, right? So still owned by Daybreak, made by a company called Game John, but it's a reimagining of how EverQuest works. So number one, you can be 3 classes at once. So you can see that I am playing down here a warrior, shaman, enchanter. You can play 1 character per server, but you have different loadouts. So earlier today, I basically changed and I was playing a warrior cleric enchanter. So my warrior and enchanter went down to the level of my cleric, which was 25 at the time. You still get to keep all of your gear because most things, unless it has level requirements, but most things don't. So I was able to use all of this planar gear down at level 25, and I've got a video that I did earlier today running through Split Paw with that. But it's made to be very friendly. So you got instances. So right now I'm in an instance of a solo instance of raid or a raid instance of hate. So what I'm doing is clearing just the trash mobs, and there's only like 12 of them, something like that, 10 to 12. And then after that, I will fight any. You don't have to clear, hundreds of mobs or however many there used to be. All right, let me just get this fight kind of set up and going. Make sure I'm in over channel. I'll throw some dots on. Let me get my slow in. And so, what else? There's no death penalty. So if you die, there's no corpse runs. So your equipment is all on your body, and you just not your body. You just respawn at a safe spot in the zone, and you just start right back up again. You can group, but you don't have to group, certainly. And then they have different difficulties. So right now I'm on difficulty 4. So it goes D0 through D4, D4 being the hardest. Cat necklace. I haven't gotten it yet, Truth. If you're talking about the one that's got the regen and all of that stuff, I have not gone in and gotten that yet. I do want to go and get it, not necessarily for this character, or if I'm playing my level 50, but I think it'd be really nice when I'm down at some of the other levels, leveling up other characters, especially for the endurance regen. When I was playing my war cleric enchanter earlier, I was not able to stay in striker stance. I don't know why I was in channeler stance all that time. That just eats my mana. I was not able to stay in striker stance as much as I like to. So what else? I don't know if JC or CJ is still here, but no experience penalty when you die. You can sell things and send things to your inventory or your bank right from where you're fighting. You don't have to go back to find a merchant, fill up your bags and things of that nature. So, we got to recharm. So just going to drop into defensive, throw a new charm. I do have a hotkey for this, which I should probably use. That brings me into the right stance, but don't always use it. Get my dots back on real quick, and then we'll go back into striker. But you have these different stances as well in this game that did not really exist in the other game. I think there were some stances, but not to the extent. And so depending on your class combos, you get different stances, invocations, and I think stances. Yeah, so these are the stances, these 6 here. And then I have 6 invocations, and you can have one of each at active at any given time. Get a little bit of heals going, and I've been not keeping my Spirit of Puma on like I should, which would make this fight go quite a bit faster. A lot of times, Spirit of Puma leads DPS. It's a pretty crazy skill that shamans have. Alright, so this fight is just about over. Then we'll get ready for any. And that thing dropped nothing, right? Or did I... Oh no, it dropped a moat, so it did get it. And then, so this is the other thing, CJ, if you're still on, you can upgrade equipment. So you get these things called moats. And there's two ways to upgrade equipment. One is you can take, let's say that I had another +5 breastplate. I could put that in here and then merge. And then I would, of course, upgrade that to a +6. You can go up to a +10. And it increases damage or AC or stats depending on the thing, the type of weapon or slot that you're upgrading. Each thing can have you can also swap focus items and clickies and procs from other equipment in here, which is new to this game. So there really are a lot of mechanics that are completely different in this game that's never been seen in any other EverQuest game that really just brings it back to life. It is still the base game, but they've also revamped a lot of dungeons. I'm just going to do one more save on this because I don't remember if I made any changes. And then hopefully my boss set is good. Nope. See, I've actually saved this set about 12 times. And it keeps reverting back to this. So I don't know if there's a bug where maybe there's a limit on how many saves you can have. But I have definitely redone this set many times, and it just keeps reverting back to the old one that I don't want. So I have to fix this. Heals, duration heals. I don't think. What is he? He's a cleric, ranger, whiz, so I shouldn't need this. I'd like my odium to be up here. So I can just go right down the line of... And I'm not in a big hurry because I like my Theft of Thought and Wandering Mind to be up and ready. We will also do... We'll throw a listless on here just because it's a D4. And then... Also want to rehaste before the fight. Also going to click off Charisma from my pet because I don't want him to break any quicker than he has to. Got this clicky down here that's got, oh, there we go. That's all good that he broke now. That way I can get a new mallow on him and then get a new charm going. Oh, there we go. Now I've got to heal that up. Got a couple of seconds here before we can start. Let's get going here. We are going to then... Yeah. Use Swift for the Wind on him. I've got mine. I'm going to re-clarity myself with my little clicky down here. This should go relatively smoothly and quickly. Done D4 quite a few times. Actually, not really quite a few times, maybe like 2 or 3. So what I like to do is I like to throw a heal on my pet, and then I will start my heal, and then I'll send him in. Oh, actually, I'm going to send him in because it's going to take him a second to get there because he's slowed because of the heal. And then we're going to try and get a slow on him. am slowed as well, but I don't need to be, so let me just take that off. I always forget which of these will land on any, because not all of them do. I feel like the Venom Bolt never lands. I think Plague doesn't land either. That's alright. Definitely want to... A lot of times I'll forget to start stealing his mana, but a lot of times he is a whiz. I don't know if that's his base class or not. Let me get a slugs going here. Once I get going, get everything on him I want, then I should be able to... Oh, get out of that stance. Put a listless on him. I'm going to re-Puma both, and then maybe go into Striker. But you can see he's going down, even though it's D4. This pet right now is pretty crazy because he is a Berserker warrior, so assuming he's using Berserker stance. Alright, so going to this stance, but we do have to watch ourselves a little bit. Oh. Getting new slugs on myself. Those over time's coming. And we're gonna pop another Odium on. Odium's a really good. That didn't. Oh no, it did stick. A little bit of a delay there. Rumors are good. I don't think Plague sticks either, but let me try it. Nope. Suffocate, the Enchanter one dot Suffocate does, but it's really low damage. I parsed it, and it's compared to the others, it's pretty bad. Check our slow, 24 seconds, so we will get another slow on here in a second. And then I'll probably start to heal up, do a cannibalize. Let's get a slow going. Always slow with over channel just to make sure it hits. So now I'm going to drop into Divine Invocation. Just to heal myself up to full. And then we're going to drop into Channeler stance. And we're going to cannibalize. Get my mana back. So now I'm back up to 82%. Back. I'm just going to go back into defense while I put another Odium on. Got Odium. Like I said, only the one dot with this fight. We're going to go back into Striker. And my endurance is looking pretty good. Still well up there. I do have to move another Theft of Thought up. Yep. Let's see if we can get the rest of this mana of his gone. So there's the rest of his mana. Another Slugs. Looks like we have to hit Puma again. Go into defense for a second, just to while we get Puma on. I like to drop into defense if I know I'm going to be casting a lot and I'm not doing melee. I might as well, and then to drop back into it right before cleave. Oops, right before cleave and bash hit is typically when I want to make sure that I'm in Striker. Get another Odium going. Wandering Mind. I got the Wandering Mind off. That's alright. So here we go. Just about done. D4 any. I didn't set a timer to see how long that took, but that looked pretty quick. I am on a timeout. Ooh, but I think this is an upgrade, right? So that's good. Yeah, so that is going to take that up to a 5. Level mode is this. Ooh, look at that, boys and girls. So a rank 9, up to a rank 9. I think that's my second one of those I've gotten. And then I've just been upgrading this staff, and quite honestly, I think I've been selling these because I just have so many of them. All right, so now what I'm going to do is kill this pet. So I'm going to get village back up real quick, and then I'm actually going to save. So I'm saving this again. So this is my boss 1 damage set for my warrior shaman. All right, so what I'm actually going to do is, well, we'll let that go. I'm going to use the pillage from my clicky here, and then probably pillage him again with the spell. The other thing I could be doing is just removing these, the things I don't want him to have, but that's okay. So I'm going to kill this guy because he can drop warrior gear. I had some really bad luck. Sometimes I'll come in here and do that run, and I'll get 4 to 5 pieces of Indicolite, so that was pretty bad, relatively speaking. But the big thing is if the monk mummy guy is up, because he'll drop 2 or 3 pieces if he is. Alright, so we've got some dots on him. Let's go into Striker. Seems that I'm getting some buffering on the stream. Let me... That is unfortunate. It's up to 7 concurrent people when that happened. That's unfortunate. I do have new fiber coming here eventually, but might have to upload the video on demand, and hopefully this will kind of correct itself here in a few minutes. We're going to leave this instance and then come back into another one. So hopefully the stream recovers itself. It says I don't have enough bandwidth. I don't know if my kids are downstairs doing something. If anybody's watching, if you can tell me in chat if it's buffering or not, appreciate it. Getting a warning saying it is. All right, so we're gonna go back in. I don't remember what I have as far as lockouts on this one, but let me try a difficulty 3. Yep, okay, I'm good on that one. So, just going to go in, do the same run again. All I'm really trying to do, mostly I'm going for the upgrades to the armor, but I also do need an engineer's ring from Innie, so it makes sense to kill him. And as you just saw, I got that upgraded +4 necklace, which allowed me to combine and go to a +5. I'm going to hit play on the stream over here to see. It seems to still be streaming when I'm watching on my other screen. Let's see what kind of delay we are on. On the stream, I'm loading back into Hate. Let's see. No, not too bad. So it is still working. So I don't know if that error in OBS and on Stream Studio will go away or not. I've got an error that says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering, but I cannot tell if you guys are or not. So we're back in to a new instance. This guy, the Master of Spite, drops Shaman gear. Sometimes I kill him to get stuff for my Shaman. That's the first time I've seen two clerics of Interux up when I've been doing this. Now this time we've got a 55 warrior, not a dual class that we're going to charm, but sometimes I'll switch it out when I get upstairs. But it's all good. Just going to swift this person. I lost my bigness too. I guess that's a... So let me re-swift myself, and then I'm going to have to get my glow. And I don't have my right damage, my right set on either, so I have to go back into my damage set here. And then we will see if actually saving worked when we go back to it. Alright, so we're just going to hit these guys up. Get our Puma going. Don't know why I'm targeting the pet. My pet is using Earthshaker, and it's a little bit... Oh, already broke? That's crazy. Just recharm, no problem. Do need to get some alerts going, some sound alerts. I just didn't even know that was a thing until I was watching a streamer. I think his name is Brutal, and he was showing them. He does a good job. He's got a lot of custom sounds and whatnot. It's pretty fun. Alright, let's go back into Striker, get some of my DPS going. But yeah, it's crazy how fast the pet is actually swinging that thing. Ranger, I don't really keep Ranger gear. I'd like to keep one of everything, but the way I look at it is I plan to always have a tank. Warrior, Paladin, or Necro in my build. So I will always be in that kind of gear. Like right there, I wanted to cast slugs on me, but it casts on my pet, even though I didn't have my pet targeted. I don't know if there's a setting that would change that or not. It says we have 9 viewers right now, so welcome everybody. Feel free to chat, introduce yourself. I am watching chat the best I can, but this is only my second stream. Oh, and it's driving me crazy that I'm getting this buffering window here, so hopefully it's not affecting you guys too much. I'm gonna take this off because it's slowing me down from moving. And let's see, you know what? I also want to change my illusion. Doing a new run, so let's go ahead and change our illusion. Let's see what a grown giant dwarf looks like. So get the dwarf on, and then we're going to use grow. So we're going to go miscellaneous, grow. So now we've got a giant dwarf, and you know what? For fun, let's make a tiny dark elf pet. If I was worried about max DPS and min-maxing, I'd have werewolf form on and on me and my pet, but I'm not that worried about it. I don't even think I have to pacify that guy. Like, I don't even have to pacify that guy. They've lowered the aggro range so much. We need to get Puma going again. Let's get Puma both on me and my pet, which I cannot keep aggro off of. Taunting, nothing. That's alright. That's a warrior, he can take a beating. Here we go, so an Indicolite 3 helm. Let's see what I need to... Well, that might actually upgrade it. Let's see. Yep, so that's a +6 now. And this is why I do the runs this way. I might be able to do some other stuff. We're using motes to upgrade that a little bit and then use it to combine. But I am mostly trying to save my motes for other stuff, especially spells. Could be dotting here because I am max mana. There's a nice 822 cleave, and there's another piece of warrior gear. And that must have upgraded that. Oh, did it? Let's see. No, that one was already at a +6, so we're still chugging away. Do I need to kill... I always forget what the Elite Dragoon drops. So we're just going to... I assume the clerics drop cleric gear, which I don't really need either, so I'm not going to kill that one. But let's kill the Elite Dragoon. So we're full mana, we're going to dot this person up. That way it goes faster. Slugs on my pet. Color skew is a nice way to keep the damn DPS against you down. I also should experiment on these. Look, there's another piece of Indicolite. So again, this is why I do it this way, boys and girls. You know, got a long way to go, but that's already at a +7. I mean, like once I get to a +8, I might be thinking about using my weekly void things on it. Let's do we get the mummy? Yes, we did. Okay, perfect. This guy a lot of times will drop a breastplate. Just gonna redo this, and then we're gonna put slugs on him. Her actually, and sender it. Come on. Let's go. There she goes, nice and slow. This guy with a village. This guy does hit hard. Now, he's even a bard now. I don't know if I've seen a druid. Well, I think a lot of times, like, if you get, like, a berserker monk on this guy, it can be quite deadly. If anybody's watching, it's just, it does say I still have 7 viewers. I'd love for somebody to put in chat and let me know if the stream is still working. So I have this yellow banner, which I did not get on my last stream, saying my bandwidth is low and there's an error, and I thought maybe it would go away, but it has not gone away. So I don't even know if the stream is still live or not. I'm missing. Oh, I got all my dots. Yeah, you can see this guy hits pretty hard. Let's go over here. So even with 560 in AC. Oh, which by the way, I think I wasn't using this before because it didn't stack with my cleric buffs, but I've got this clicky. Oh, you just got it. Truth. Nice. You like it? Did it take very long to get, or was it pretty easy? I watched one video on it, and it seemed pretty easy. I don't think I would wear it most of the time over what I currently have, but as my stats max out, then maybe it would make sense. Gonna slugs on myself and then probably cannibalize. Maybe one more superior heal. Then cannibalize. Cannibalize is kind of ridiculous. How much mana you can get back. But I'm not going to complain. The podium fell off, so look at that again. Definitely starting to feel like, you know, my gear and stuff. Like, this is what I'd have to replace to get that necklace. And it's not even maxed out yet, so I do wish this had stamina. That's one of the things I'm going to be looking at, is replacing some of my gear with stamina health gear. I am going to start jewel crafting. Earlier on the stream today when I was in Split Paw, one of my goals was to max out the jewel crafting talent, and I did get all the AAs required for that. So later today I'm probably going to start jewel crafting, because this is kind of ridiculous at this point to still be using this earring. Let's see what we got. So we've got some +3 Indicolite boots, which isn't going to get me all the way upgraded, but it helps. We got another pair of legs. Still got a long way to go there. And what is this guy? Oh, and a monk. Something or other, which I'll keep for now. Took a long time getting to +6. Yeah, I bet. What I was thinking about doing, if they aggro, depending on what level they aggro at, is just while at work, having my Enchanter pet up and just sitting at one of the spawns and just farming the items over and over and over again. What's the stats at +6? I don't think I'm going to do the Lord of Loathing. I don't think I need that for anything. And we're going to hit the one with the pet up first. You can see how quick this can go. I don't think this method of getting gear is as good for any other class besides Warrior. I'm sure I do get a lot of Bard gear, but I don't really get a lot of Paladin or Shadow Knight gear, honestly. But there's always 5 of these Interact Chosens up in every one of the instances. So you have 5 chances there for a piece of gear to drop, and then if that monk guy drops or spawns, then you're going to get 2 to 3 more pieces of warrior gear. And so it adds up very quickly. But we just did D4 any, and now we're just going backwards. I'm going to do D3 and then D2. And I probably am not going to be spending any of my time doing D0 and D1, except on days where I get the full loot instead of just the 1 or 2 items, whatever you get on a daily reset. Just because the +1s and the base level gears are just not going to move the needle on my Indicolite at the moment. Just send this pet over to start working while I get some health back. slow walk over because I have slugs on. One thing I wouldn't spend money on again is Rampage, not because it's that bad of a skill. It does help. It does reset a little bit quicker with cleaves and whatnot, but I just forget to use it. If it was an auto skill, then I probably would recommend it, but I would not recommend Rampage. Six regen to everything. Yeah, that's really good, especially when you're in like balance stance or recovery, and those things start to double. All right, so we got to get the pet up to full. What do we have left on Swift? Swift we need to redo before the fight. You know what? Let me just get into. So let's see if we all saw that I saved my boss damage. So we're gonna hit that. Oh, good. That time it did save. And this way, when we're rebuffing Swift or Theft of Thought and our wand, they need to change this because you swap. I don't like things that have these cooldowns like this when you swap. Especially something like Boons of Guro, the werewolf form. It literally takes 10 minutes or something for it to refresh. Oh, +8 to all at a +6. That's nice. And then you could use moats right from there. So like I think I have some +7 moats. I have a +9. I don't think I've seen I think I have 2 +9s. I don't think I've seen a +8. But you could start using those. Try clarity myself again. I love this clicky here so that I don't ever have to mem clarity again. That used to be a pain. What's coming off? Are all my buffs coming off in 6 minutes? So what was that came off? That was Harnessing of Spirit. That's too big of a one to not reapply. So we're going to reapply that one. The rest, if I can get the fight going pretty quickly, we should be done within 6 minutes. Alright, we're going to just quickly boon this guy, slugs this guy, send him in. Going to defense stance for now. Alright, we're sending her in. Perfect. Getting our slow on. Sometimes I don't even need the malice for slow, but I don't mind it taking the extra second. Get Odium going, and then we're going to do our Theft of Thought, and then we're going to run in there before the pet gets too low. But it is still getting healed from that dot. Okay, now we're running in. Get a listless on it, just for good measure. And I think I need my Puma. I'd like to push my health up a little bit. I'd like to hit 7K. Some of these whiz nuke, and you really got to watch out because they can hurt. Get a slugs on myself. That way with the fast cast. Get back to over channel to get another Odium going. Oh, pet broke. Let's see. Defense. I don't like my positioning because interact or something summoned me, and now I can get stunned. I am stunned. Not looking good. Let's see, we gotta get this on. That is a little bit closer than I like to get. Let me get there. I think the pet broke, and the pet summoned me. And then because I'm an ogre, I have not spent any AAs and any of the stun immunities. Well, my banner finally went away, so now I guess I'm streaming fully now. All right, let me just get my bearings again after that almost mishap. Get Odium going again, and I think we've got a theft up. He's not going through, and then we're gonna need to get another slow going here. The Wandering Mind. Uma's going, and then I'm gonna get back into a striker stance here. Bonds of Force. What does Bonds of Force do? Just movement speed. As long as it's not slowing my attack speed. Alright, Slugs is off, so we're gonna drop back into this. Almost out of mana. Oh, I am getting that banner again. It's unfortunate, but it seems that the stream is still going. So thank you everybody who's watching. We are doing D3 any right now. I wish I could scroll back the camera even more. See if I can get a different view here. That's kind of a cool view. It shows the size difference with the dwarf that is grown. There, here we go. Get another Odium on. But this is why, you know, truth, I haven't gone for the necklace. Like, with this character, you know, I'm still fine on endurance. I've been in striker stance or defense stance the whole time. I'm good on mana. I haven't even used Cannibalize, you know, this fight. But like if I use Cannibalize right now, you know, I'm at 65%, you know, mana. What do we get? A Skinner's Belt. And just no stamina on anything. Keep that. I sell this. And I feel like I get one of these every single kill, so I just upgrade it. All right, we're going to do one more quick run on D2. And then I will be done with the stream, mostly because this is what I wanted to accomplish. And I've got stuff to do. And also, the stream keeps giving me a yellow error, so I don't actually know how that is affecting the stream. So, going back in, assuming I am not locked out of D2, not going to do a D1 or a D0 because they're just not worth it at this point. All right, so loading back up. And I always start. Let's see. Please use keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. Currently, keyframes are not being sent often enough, which can cause buffering. Okay. Oh, well, I guess that's unfortunate but fortunate. Looks like it kicked me out of that instance. You have been slain by Interact, the Prince of Hate. When? What? So I created the instance, said loading, and then I entered the Oasis of Mar. So I could go back up there. It probably, though, has me locked out. But my son just came up and let me know that he's got soccer practice at 7. So I'm going to end the stream here. Thank you for the few people who were watching. If you didn't catch the beginning, I was just doing hate solo raids mostly to get, warrior armor. I did a D4 and a D3, killed any on both of them with my warrior, shaman, enchanter, and I think I got a helm, so I was able to make some progress. I think this actually got upgraded to a 6. My greaves, I think, got upgraded to a 7, but it might have been already a 7, and I just got more points. And I think maybe my boots got upgraded, but I think I also got a pair of gauntlets. So those are, getting upgraded pretty easily by doing this method. But I'm going to end the stream here and probably be back later tonight. So anybody who was watching or watches the on-demand, I appreciate it. And have a good rest of your evening.